Yo, what's going on, guys? And we're doing the season predictions. Yes, next week or two we'll also drop our season preview. So stick around. But hit that like and subscribe button if you guys want to see more content like this. And right now we're going to be talking about those Houston Rockets. So let me hear your guys' season prediction for the Houston Rockets. And like, comment, subscribe. What is your prediction for the Houston Rockets season? And by the way, if you want to see more content by me, go to USA Today Sports, hoopshype.com for that content. Now, what is their over-under currently for the season? Well, currently they are saying that the Houston Rockets are going to be a team that I think is going to surprise people, genuinely surprise people with their team. What do I mean by that? I think you saw what Jalen Green was doing at the end of the year. We saw what Alperen Şengün did. So I think this is really where it's all going to come together. The defense is there. The coaching is there. I thought Reed Sheppard was a great pick. Right now, ESPN has them as a team projected to win 42.5 games. 42.5 games. Yes. Those Houston Rockets. I also love Reed Sheppard basically being mentored by Fred VanVleet, who Fred VanVleet wasn't a natural point guard and he became one. And I really do like that. So 42 games, what would a 43 games wins look like in the Western Conference last year? Well, 43 games would have meant that they would have been the 11th seed. It would have improved 2 games from the year before, but they would have still been 3 games behind the Warriors. So roughly in the same position, but I think as of right now, their roster could potentially be better than the Warriors if the Warriors' young guys don't take that jump. I think I want to say this thing might be better than the Kings, guys. I'm not trying to be rude, but like defensively and like top to bottom, I think they might have the better roster. Now, and same goes for the Lakers. I mean, there is the GOAT there, but like outside of that, I think they're firmly in the play-in. And with us, I think the biggest question is, what's the next step with Jabari Smith? I think we're predicting, okay, is Jabari Smith going to be going to take that next step offensively and pair that up with the defense he is? Or is he going to just kind of be like this 3-and-D big who is more of an all-defensive team big than an all-star? Who's like a power forward, who's perfect fit next to Alperen Şengün. Now, will Alperen Şengün take the next step and put a 3-point jumper and become, baby Jokic, or will he become more like Domantas Sabonis? I think that's what we're watching. And then Jalen Green, can he follow up that scoring and just be that guy for the entirety of the year? Are the huge ones. We know what Fred VanVleet is. We know what Dillon Brooks is. I think bringing in Steven Adams was huge because he is huge. I just wanted that, as much as that made me laugh. But I also think them having Amen Thompson as this like Swiss Army knife who can play multiple positions for them is a great idea. They have nothing to lose with him doing that. So just let our boy live life and do what needs to be done. And I think he'll eventually, take the torch from Dillon Brooks whenever they decide. I really do believe in him, man. And outside of that, so I expect, starting lineup, Şengün, Jabari Smith, Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet, then Amen Thompson, Reed Sheppard, and probably either Cam Whitmore or one of Jae'Sean Tate or Jeff Green to like start getting minutes there. I think they want Cam to be that guy, but Jae'Sean or Jeff Green will be the safety valves if that doesn't work. Steven Adams will be the backup center. And then you have Mr. Jacques Landale, who, if Steven Adams sucks or an injury happens, will be the backup center. Currently, as I've said previously, they have Nate Hinton and Jermaine Samuels Jr. on non-guaranteed deals. I think they're fighting for the two-way spots that are filled currently with N'Faly Dante, Jack McVee, and Nate Williams. I personally would give Jermaine Samuels over Jack McVee. I don't think Nate Hinton's going to make the team, but he'll probably be on their G League team. So, again, as I said, their second unit, Amen Thompson, Reed Shepard, Jayshawn Tate, Jeff Green, and Steven Adams. And third unit, Jock Landell, Tari Eason. Tari and Cam probably could take Jayshawn Tate's and Jeff Green's minutes from the year before, which we expect and we hope, unless they just don't develop how we expect them to. Aaron Holiday, if Reed Shepard isn't ready, or if Amen Thompson can't handle backup point guard, they'll have Aaron Holiday, who was solid last year, take those. So they have one roster spot open. If they wanted to keep Jermaine Samuels or Nate Hinton on that last roster spot, well, we shall see. And as I said, we already know with Şengün and Tate what we're expecting. I'm not Tate. With Green, what we're expecting in terms of jump, what we need to happen, and that will lead to them getting extensions. If they sign extensions before the season, it's because they were willing to take a discount and they just didn't want to go into free agency, or take the risks, so that's just something to watch. The other ones, like I said earlier, Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore development, will those guys be able to be role players and take those minutes from Jayshawn Tate and Jeff Green? Same thing with Amen Thompson, take minutes from Dylan Brooks and the other guys. Will they be ready? How ready is Reed Shepard? Now, I honestly do think the biggest one, regardless if Şengün and Green are the same player, where is Jabari Smith? I think this is the Jabari Smith year. I don't know if people are going to talk about it enough, but I'm going to talk about it. I think looking at this situation, understanding what they're going to be like, I think this team really could be the best defensive team in the league and a top 15 offense that ends up being a top 6 seed in the West and winning 50 games maybe. That is within the realm of possibilities. That's not me just saying, oh, that's what should happen. I'm just saying I think they should be at least fighting for a play-in spot. Best case scenario, shock the league and be one of the top, if not one of the top teams, be top team in defense, and then be equally highly ranked defensively, similar to how the Thunder were, or offensively, I guess in this sense, were the year before. And I know if you look at Jabari Smith Jr.'s stats, he was a guy that went from being if you look at his stats at glance, they don't tell the full picture. So in his second season, he played the same amount of minutes, basically, attempted 11 field goals both years. He went from a 40% his rookie year to a 45%. Still shot 5 threes both seasons, but went from a 30% to a 36% three-point shooter. Same thing with rebounds, 7 to 8 rebounds, but an increase from 12.8 to 13.7 points. So as you saw, efficiency and points increase on the same exact volume, which is actually what you want if you're not going to increase volume. However, he was a guy that I think we saw pre-All-Star break was a 13-point per game scorer. Post-All-Star break was a guy who was averaging 15, 8, and 2 assists, 8 rebounds, 15 points. And seriously, he was putting up numbers. He was at that point getting to the free throw line 3 times a night compared to his 2 in the regular rest of the season. He's putting up 6 threes at 37% and shooting still 45% from the field. So I think getting those 3-point shots up and continuing to just be an efficient player, I think if he can get up to 17 points, realistically, is within the realm of possibilities. And I think the way he just played and he moved so much better than his rookie season. And by the way, his rookie season, I know it was only April, but to close out the season, he was a 15-point per game scorer as well, just under, a little 14. So it goes to show that I think the body of work shows that, hey, Jabari Smith can be a scorer for the Rockets. Now, if you look at the Rockets' stats from last year, the Rockets' leading scorer was Alperen Şengün, and then obviously, you guys know, Jalen Green was a 25 per game scorer to close out the year. And then 17 from Fred VanVleet. Now, if Jabari Smith can go from, he was the fourth leading scorer, if he can become the third leading scorer, and then Fred VanVleet is the fourth option, I think you're in a good position, because then your fifth option is Dylan Brooks putting up about just under 13 points a night. And yeah, we know Cam Whitmore only played 47 games, but if he can kind of be your microwave, come back, play 20 minutes a night and give you, 12, 14 points, be your fifth leading scorer on your team as a guy off the bench, that's huge. And then you have, obviously, Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, Aaron Holiday, who can all contribute. And you would assume, some of those minutes are going to be eaten away for each of those guys by Reed Shepherd. Yeah, and like I said earlier, you hope Tari Eason and Cam Whitmore take away some of Jeff Green's and Jayshawn Tate's minutes, which, that's about 16, 17 minutes each. So if you can make those guys now be the ones who play 13 minutes and 10 minutes a night, that's like Tari Eason goes to being like a 25-minute a guy, and Cam Whitmore goes to being, a 20 to 24-minute guy as well. And that's your like rotation. Şengün, Green, Smith, VanVleet, Mr. Dylan Brooks, Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason, Amen Thompson. That's right there, 8 guys. And then you have Steven Adams now with the Steven Adams, Jock Landale. I think some games when you need more of a versatile, like, guy who's not just like when you're playing not massive bigs, you'll have Jock out there. And then when you're playing massive bigs, you'll have our boy out there. But that's it.